Three high school students, Yotsuya, Shindo, and Hakozaki, are transported by a half-base creature to play a game, where they must complete quests within a time limit to win. They are joined by Toki Tate, Tori, and Glenda, and upon completing a quest, they return to the real world, only to be transported back for the next quest. The creature grants them immortality and reveals that they are playing in countless alternate worlds and sequences. They can ask the creature any questions after completing a quest. Season 1, Episode 1. The story begins with a scene where a boy named Yotsuya is fighting goblins alone. He has an inner dialogue about his dislike for people living in Tokyo and how he prefers to fight alone. The scene then changes to Yusuke's daily life in Tokyo, where he goes to school and interacts with his classmates. He enjoys playing an RPG game, but is dampened when he sees a board with his childhood photo on it. Later, Yotsuki is transported to another world where he meets his classmates, Shindo and Hakozaki, and the game master who assigns them a quest. Yusuke's role is a farmer, which disheartens Shindo and Hakozaki. The group goes on a quest and is ambushed by goblins. Yusuke and his teammates' weapons are broken, and he dies multiple times but is revived by Shindo. The group completes their first quest of slaying a goblin and makes camp to plan their next move. While on watch duty, Yusuke slays a horde of goblins and returns to camp to find Hakozaki injured and Shindo captured by a horned beast. Episode 2. Yotsuya sets out to fight goblins and level up, but ends up facing a troll and saves his teammates. Along the way, he gains a new job as a chef and uses his skills to defeat the troll by stabbing it from the inside. However, the real kicker is when the game master shows them a glimpse of the future where they must face a giant dragon. But before Yotsuya can think too much about it, he's back in the real world, walking Hakozaki to the train station while Shindo goes off to practice. And while they pass by a building, Yotsuya realizes that if he gives up on his quest, the city will be destroyed. Talk about pressure. Episode 3, Yotsuya gets a mission from the game master to hit on a specific girl, but ends up breaking some bullies' phones and saving a girl from being undressed. The group then gets teleported to another world to complete a new quest, but Toki Tate calls Yotsuya a pervert because of some misunderstanding. Later, they get attacked by a giant bug, and Toki Tate tries to become a magical girl but fails miserably. Yotsuya revives and uses his chef skills to kill the pill bugs and the centipedes. Shindo has a dream about her past and wakes up asking for Yotsuya's help. Yotsuya wonders why girls always treat him as a pervert and realizes he might be a loser. Episode 4. Yotsuya and the gang's quest lead them to a ruined village where they learn time passes differently in this world. They plan to level up before traveling to Rododorbo, but get sidetracked by a bandit attack. Yotsuya's rank is lowered, and they have to split up to give Shindo and get to Courtenel for a martial arts tournament, where Yotsuya gets promptly beaten in 5 seconds by a girl knight named Kavel. But hey, at least she helps him level up as a creature wizard and offers to help them get horses. They eventually face a berserker, and Yotsuya's persuasiveness of his creature magic leads to a tragic end for him, but a victory for Kavel. In exchange for escorting them and training them in swordsmanship, she wants to keep their horse when they reach Rododorbo. Episode 5, Yotsuya cooks for the group, and Kavel begins her hellish training. Toki Tate discovers that even with reduced pain sensation, being sliced still hurts. The group encounters goblins and accidentally kills one, leaving Hakozaki in tears. Kavel admits to enjoying slicing living flesh, and Yotsuya suspects she misunderstood her father's advice on training. The heroes encounter a group under attack and decide to help. Hakozaki manages to kill one of the merry kobolds, but Kavel finishes off the other with a swift slice of her sword. The group they save is transporting heretics to be executed in Rododorbo. Yotsuya wonders if helping them is the right move for their quest. Episode 6. Our heroes are on the move towards Rododorbo, but tensions between Kavel and Vice Corporal Camilto are high. Luckily, Shindo is there to keep the peace. Yotsuya suggests they keep moving and decide on saving the prisoners later. During a break, Yotsuya talks to Fofsel, a missionary prisoner, and learns about the conflict in the kingdom of Diok. Camilto reveals their plan to execute the prisoners to stop people from coming to their continent. Tokitate doesn't like Camilto's views on dictatorship, and Camilto gets angry. Thankfully, Yotsuya is the group's therapist and manages to calm Camilto down. On their journey, they encounter a shortcut in a mountain, and Camilto betrays them, leaving them no choice but to continue the path. They face swinging hammers and a wall pushing them down a hole. Yotsuya gets separated but figures out a way to rejoin the group. They reach a large area to see gargoyles, which Cavell recognizes as man-made monsters. Episode 7. Yotsuya climbs walls like Spider-Man and falls a bunch of times before finding Bimsberg's body. Meanwhile, the gang fights off some vampire bats and a gargoyle, but Cavell gets pierced and falls into the water. Shindo levels up and gets a new job, but almost gets squished by the gargoyle. She ends up piercing his heart, and Yotsuya saves Cavell using gargoyle blood to heal her wound. Cavell wakes up and tries to kiss Yotsuya, but the other girls catch her in the act. She then spills the beans about rank numbers in her country, and how she's average at 70th. Yotsuya wakes up and realizes they misinterpreted the quest, so they split up to find goods. Episode 8. Yotsuya suggests splitting up into 2 groups to save prisoners and search for goods, but the problem is they don't know what goods means. Shindo's team decides to stick to the road, while Yotsuya's team plans an ambush. Kahabel worries about a communication system, and Yotsuya agrees. He wants to show them despair because, apparently, he's a villain, not a hero. Yuka is curious if they're in a virtual world or reality, and Yotsuya is not sure. Then she asks about kissing in the virtual world, and Yotsuya suggests it might feel real. I mean, sure, let's just plan an ambush and possibly start a war. No biggie. Yotsuya, the master of despair, apparently. Episode 9. Yotsuya has a cunning plan to save the heretics, and it works like a charm. He also gets his revenge on Camilto for killing Cavell's subordinate. Yotsuya and Tokitate hit the road to Rododorbo with the saved heretics, while Shindo and Hokozaki are off on their own adventure hunting for cargo. But wait, there's more. Tokitate is convinced that Yotsuya and Cavell are a match made in heaven and decides to play Cupid. She starts plotting to bring them together, maybe with a candlelit dinner or a bouquet of flowers. The possibilities are endless. Meanwhile, Yotsuya is blissfully unaware of Tokitate's matchmaking schemes. Meanwhile, Cavell is his soulmate, or maybe he's just really good at saving people's lives. Episode 10. Camilto is having a rough time after being outsmarted by Yotsuya and his team. He's worried about facing the king after failing to deliver on his promise to catch some heretics. In a flashback, we see Yotsuya burning everything in sight and declaring that he's seeking revenge. Camilto falls to his knees, devastated that he couldn't meet the king's expectations. But things get even worse when Camilto sends a report to the king via flying bird. Very efficient, these birds. And turns around to find his soldier with a rather gruesome injury, and who should appear before him but the supposedly dead Cavell, ready to dish out some punishment. Episode 11. The 4 members of the party are on a perilous journey in the midst of heavy snow. Unfortunately, the ticking clock of their survival is hampered by the fact that if anyone freezes to death, they can't come back to life until the weather becomes bearable again. Yotsuya gets lost in an underground dungeon. Shindao walks over a frozen lake without realizing how thin the ice is, and Hakozaki is stuck, unable to progress further. As the situation gets more dire, the party members begin to lose their lives one by one. Tokitate, the last remaining survivor, is about to give up when she suddenly receives unexpected help from a mysterious female magician, who is the great sorceress Fatina. With renewed vigor, she is able to defeat the odds and come out on top. Episode 12. Toki-Tate receives a special reward from the Game Master for completing the quest. The opportunity to ask if the alternate world they were in is real or just virtual. The answer Toki-Tate receives is that it's a real world, which causes Yotsuya to freak out, realizing he's killed actual people. When he returns to his ordinary life, he's greeted by the Game Master in the form of a little girl who leads him to the next newbie. Season 2. The gang is transported to the alternate world where they finally meet the Game Master again. Tori gets the job of a warrior, which shocks Yotsuya. They fast travel to Courtenel, which is pretty handy, and then proceed to go and find Cavell, who is glad to see them after 15 years. They are surprised that there has been a leap of 15 years, and Cavell is a mother of 2 kids. Time really does fly. Cavell tells them that Jiphon is an island, and she is retired as a knight, and she lost her right hand in battle. Later in the day, the gang reaches the island of Jiphon, where they find out that Vicodamania means the harvest festival from the ritual dancers called Yana and Aoyu. They figure out that they have to offer one of the Jiphon buffo, which are just cows at the festival. However, Yana reveals that the festival isn't happening this year because of some orcs, led by the Orc Queen. These orcs arrived 5 years ago and won the war, after which the island folks surrendered. Episode 2. The hero gang joins up with the mercenaries and meets Cantil, who has fought many orcs. He trains them to fight orcs, teaching them the hit-and-run tactics. Yotsuya is upset to find out that he can't fight the orcs with his current weapons and needs to upgrade his level. While he works on his farming with Yana and Aoyu, the rest of the heroes continue training with Cantil. The villagers don't want to train either and want the mercenaries to fight the orcs alone. Well, that's not how it works, and they need to help each other out to defeat these orcs. Soon enough, they spot an orc spying on them, and everyone runs together to fight it. Cantil ends up killing the orc in the end after a long and hard battle. Lou can't believe that they have to fight 14 more of these nasty orcs. Slowly, the tide turns, and the rest of the villages agree to participate in the battle. On the other hand, the orcs want to take revenge for their murdered member. Yotsuya's hard work pays off, and he reaches rank 10, but he isn't happy that he has been given the job of a blacksmith. He can make weapons now. He meets up with Aoyu's grandpa, who teaches him how to make weapons that can kill orcs, and manages to forge an axe with a stake on it. At this moment, they get the news that the orcs have attacked the village. Episode 3. The battle shows that the orcs have managed to swim across the ocean to join the fighting. None of their attacks worked initially, and they keep on dying and reviving while the battle continues. Yotsuya's new bow works wonders, and he manages to kill one of them. At the end, Rice helps Yotsuya to injure the other orcs who turn back and leave. Yotsuya gives the bow to Hakozaki and Toki-Tate, who name it the Orc Eater. Rice and Yotsuya act as decoys when the orcs come back, so Hakozaki can fire at them with the Orc Eater. Toki-Tate reaches rank 10 as a result and is given the job of a hunter. The situation gets dire, so Yotsuya decides to provide backup at the Vikidom, which is important for their quest. 5 orcs are left, and Cantil is worried about the missing Orc Queen. Shindo believes that she is after the ship carrying the children, so they decide to check it out. While the 4 heroes approach the stronghold, the mercenaries and villagers buy them some time to get the bullets. Meanwhile, Cantil and Shindo manage to find the Orc Queen. Episode 4. Cantil and Shindo fight the Orc Queen when Yotsuya and the rest of the party reach the stronghold and find some of the mercenaries badly wounded. But they had at least managed to kill an orc. The heroes attack the castle along with the villages when a huge earthquake strikes as a volcano erupts. Looks like the island gods are quite angry, as a tsunami threatens to strike the island amidst the volcanic bombs. The heroes and the villagers hide in the hidden passage under the castle. As Cantil prepares to attack the Orc Queen, Yotsuya decides to go to the first floor and finish off the rest of the orcs. Episode 5. The heroes enlist the help of the villagers, however the orcs don't come out towards the veranda because of the volcanic bombs. On the other hand, the orc queen has reached the ship filled with children and wants to eat them on their voyage while she gets her children out of the island which is going to sink. However, Thonza appears before her, ready to fight. Yotsuya and Tori take Yana's help to engage the orcs and end up killing 2 of them with their upgraded weapons. While the life forces of the villagers are being drained away, Shindo tries to fight the orc queen on the ship when Thonza is injured. They don't realize that the ship has reached back to the island, where Hakozaki and Tokito are hit by the queen with the orc eater. Their win doesn't come so soon, as the island is being engulfed with lava taking Fanzo away. However, Yotsuya takes advantage of the lava all around them and pushes the remaining orc and the orc child into it, feeling extremely guilty at the end. Episode 6. Tori and Yotsuya go to the mountaintop to confront the dragon, which kills Tori in an instant. Yotsuya figures out that this creature is energy inefficient. He even gets to know that Raji from Block 3 is the one who summoned the dragon and the orcs and is a mage. Raji runs away after temporarily killing the heroes and reaches Aoiu to kill her as well. Yotsuya saves her as Raji manages to escape. Soon everyone finds the 6-star magic circles around the island and proceed to erase them as they are sucking the life force out now. After finding all the circles and erasing them, everyone is delighted to see the dragon head back into his mountain. Moreover, the Harvest Festival is in full swing, and now the heroes can finally offer a buffo to complete their quest. However, Cantil is adrift on the sea when the great fortress of Fatina appears to save him from Raji. Episode 7. In the real world, Glenda, who is a videographer, finds Yotsuya and tells him about 4 other people belonging to different nationalities who have been transported to another world as well. The heroes recreate all of their adventures while Glenda records them, and they hope to reach more players after uploading the video on the internet. When Glenda meets the game master, he gives her the job of the warrior when they find out that Hakozaki has achieved the rank of a heavy warrior. They are given the choice to select their quest this time, and Tori chooses a seemingly easier quest for them, to which Yotsuya disagrees, but they can't help it now. They find that it has been 17 years now, and Cavell has passed away. On their way to the village of Zagroth, where they meet a girl named Jesby, who tells them that the village is somewhere beyond a volcanic mountain. The next morning, Jesby's zombie-like father pays them a visit. Episode 8. Jesby's father has a parasite attached to him, so the heroes end up killing him. Soon, Jesby takes them through a passage in the mountain to reach Zagroth. During their journey, Jesby reveals that the monsters attacking them have become stronger, which is why many people are sent in search of a safer place. It's called the Journey of Hope, but most of them end up dying, including her father. They also meet Iris, the village chief's granddaughter, who is not happy about the heroes' arrival. Soon enough, they're taken to the village chief, Cox, who just wanted to get rid of these heroes. He locks Glenda and Yotsuya in his dungeon, and goes to Frock's place to get the rest of the heroes and capture Jesby. Moreover, Cox tries to kill the remaining heroes by cutting the ropes of the bridge they are crossing. Episode 9. The heroes manage to save themselves and knock Cox out. They proceed to find Yotsuya and Glenda in the chief's mansion while they have taken him hostage. The chief tries to turn the villagers against the heroes when Tori starts hitting the humans to save Jesby from being captured, losing the experience he has gained. When they reach the chief's mansion, a big monster makes an appearance with his gang. This is when Glenda and Yotsuya escape from the dungeon and rejoin their group. They escape through the well behind the chief's mansion while the swarm of monsters attacks the village. Yotsuya and Glenda go to investigate the little settlement on their way while a group of goblins is silently watching the rest of the group. Episode 10. The goblins attack the group, and the heroes fight them off while Shindo achieves the rank of High Warrior. On the other hand, Yatsuya and Glenda find out that the people who were sent on the Journey of Hope have been living in the settlement they found. They are angry at the chief for abandoning all the villagers. While Frock is reunited with his brother Dan, their hope still remains as they want to find New Eden, a peaceful place to live in. However, the heroes have to fight the surrounding goblins first, but the murder of the chief alarms everyone since Jaka is the one who has killed him. At night, Tori finds out that Iris has a parasite attached to her as she goes into the hut to kill Jaka. Episode 11. Iris attacks Tori, so he kills her to defend himself. Shindo tries to make Tori feel better since he is guilty about killing the child Iris. Jesby tells everyone that New Eden is in the east. The heroes defeat the monsters, but they still have a troll to deal with. The troll is soon chased away by Cantil, who tells them about the great sorceress who saved his life. Cantil is currently training in sorcery and reveals they conceal the power of the monsters from the meteorite with magical seeds. They plant the seeds in the morning. As Cantil decides to go find the magical circle in the area, they defeat the troll as well, and things are looking up now. The heroes find the main power of the meteorite at a dead end, but Yatsuya ends up discovering New Eden beyond the mountain. Jesby is also revealed to be the Dragon Bishop by Glenda. Episode 12. Glenda figures that Jesby's been playing with the memories of the villagers, and she's the one who's given the parasite to her father and Iris. Her true face as a Dragon Bishop is revealed, and she runs away on her flying monster just when Cantil tries to get rid of her. Jesby reaches the dead-end waterfall and summons monsters with her magic who start marching towards New Eden. The meteorite is making them much stronger as the heroes try to fight them off. Yatsuya finds out that the goblins have the magic circles on their back, so he tells the heroes to kill the goblins instead. Meanwhile, Yatsuya fights Jesby and manages to defeat her with the help of the magic seeds. All the monsters start dying one by one, and the magic circles are destroyed as well. Jesby kills herself with her own magic, and the remaining villagers of Zagroth find New Eden at last. Game Master tells Glenda that the Great Dragon can appear in their world because of a small hole that separates the two dimensions. What will be the hero's new quest? Will the Great Dragon really end up destroying the world? We certainly can't wait to find out what is in store for the heroes in the upcoming seasons. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to enjoy more recaps from our side.